Hello students, good morning. I am very glad to meet you through the online class. Today we are going to discuss about circulation in animals, that is lesson number 14. So listen carefully and learn the portions today itself. Our first topic is blood. We all know about blood. Blood is the main circulatory medium of the human body. It is red in color, it is a fluid, it is a connective tissue. Yes, so blood is red in color, it is a fluid, it is a connective tissue and it is the main circulatory medium of the human body. Okay, so next we can move to the next one, that is the components of blood. So there are two components are present, they are plasma and the formed elements. So what are the components are present in the blood? Plasma and the formed elements. So one by one we can see. So first one is the plasma. Plasma is slightly alkaline in nature, and 55% of the blood is plasma. Okay, 55%. See this picture. So blood, so 55% of total blood, that is the plasma, 55%. See remaining 45% erythrocytes or RBC, 45% erythrocytes or RBC. So less than 1% of the blood is leukocytes and platelets. So little amount only leukocytes and the platelets. So main 55% is plasma, 45% RBC. Understood? So once again we can see the plasma is slightly alkaline in nature. See this passage, plasma, it is alkaline in nature and 55% of the blood. Okay, then the organic substances also present in the blood, they are proteins, glucose, urea, enzymes, hormones and vitamins. Yes, so these are the organic substances also present in human blood. Yes, so plasma is alkaline in nature, 55% of the blood contain plasma. Then organic components or organic substances also present in the plasma. So this is the first one. Second one is formed elements of blood. Formed elements. So three types of formed elements are there. How many types of formed elements are there? Three types. They are RBC, WBC, then platelets or thrombocytes. So red blood corpuscles. See first one is red blood corpuscles or RBC. Another name is erythrocytes. First one is erythrocytes or RBC. Second one WBC or leukocytes. Second one is WBC or leukocytes. Third one blood platelets or thrombocytes. So these are the formed elements are present in human blood. So first one we can see. First one is erythrocytes. We all know about erythrocytes. See this picture diagram. This is erythrocytes or RBC. See the shape is disc shaped. The shape of the RBC is disc shaped. Disc shaped RBC. Okay, disc shaped. The lifespan of RBC is 120 days. Lifespan is 120 days and it is formed in the bone marrow. This RBC is formed in the bone marrow. Understood? Yes. So one more thing, one protein is present, that the name of the protein is hemoglobin. So due to the presence of this respiratory pigment only, this blood is red in color. Understood? Why? Because of due to the presence of respiratory pigment hemoglobin. Because of that only RBC is red in color. Understood? Yes. Then the next one is functions of RBC. The function is transport of oxygen from lungs to tissues. Transport of oxygen from lungs to tissues. This is the main function. Transport of oxygen from lungs to tissues. Yes. See this diagram, red blood cell structure. The structure of red blood cell. Plasma membrane, biconcave or disc shaped, 7 to 8 mm in length, thickness is 7 to 8 mm in length, thickness 1.5 to 2.5 mm. Understood? So protein is present, the name of the protein is hemoglobin. This is the structure of RBC. Understood? Yes, a normal person contain 4 to 5 liters of blood. Okay, a normal person contain 4 to 5 liters of blood. Okay, once again we can go through this paragraph. See, plasma is slightly alkaline in nature. 55% of the blood constitute our plasma. Organic substances, what are the organic substances are present? Proteins, glucose, urea, enzymes, hormones, vitamins and minerals. So this is the first one, components of blood. First one is the plasma. Second one is formed elements of blood. So 3 types of formed elements are present. They are RBC, WBC, platelets or thrombocytes. So first one only we have completed now. So RBC, it is formed in the bone marrow. The lifespan is 120 days. Function is transport of oxygen from lungs to tissues. Lifespan 120 days, and the shape is biconcave and disc shaped. Understood? Then which pigment is present? Hemoglobin. So due to the presence of respiratory pigment hemoglobin, the blood is red in color. Understood everyone? The second formed element is WBC or leukocytes. WBC or leukocytes. These WBCs are colorless. There is no color. Why? There is no hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is absent in WBC, but in the RBC, hemoglobin is present. Because of that only RBC is red in color. Understood? But here there is no hemoglobin, so it is colorless. Now shape also. Here this RBC is disc shaped and biconcave and disc shaped. But here irregular in shape, or there is no definite shape. Okay, or amoeboid movement. Understood? So WBCs are colorless and there is no definite shape. It is found in the bone marrow, spleen, thymus and lymph nodes. Found in the bone marrow, spleen, thymus and lymph nodes. Now see the difference between RBC and WBC. Difference between RBC and WBC. This RBC is disc shaped and biconcave and disc shaped. But here irregular in shape. Then here the color of the RBC is red because of the pigment hemoglobin. But here no color, colorless. Don't think this is purple or violet. Okay, here there is no color, colorless. Then it is irregular, here irregular in shape, but here disc shaped and the biconcave. Understood? Now this WBC again categorized into 2. Granulocytes and agranulocytes. WBC again classified into 2 groups. They are granulocytes. Number 2, agranulocytes. Okay, first we can see granulocytes. Why it is known as granulocytes? So this WBC contain granules in their cytoplasm. Granules are present in the cytoplasm, so it is known as granulocytes. Agranulocytes means absence of granules. There is no granules. Okay, the cytoplasm, granules are not found in the cytoplasm, so it is known as agranulocytes. But in the granulocytes, granules are present in the cytoplasm. So this here also again 3 types of WBCs are there. Okay, so first one is neutrophil, second one eosinophils, third one basophils. So granulocytes again 3. They are neutrophils, eosinophils and the basophils. So here also nucleus is irregular. In this granulocytes, nucleus is irregular or lobed. Okay, irregular or lobed. So 3 types of granulocytes, they are neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. First we can see neutrophils. So these neutrophils, see this picture, blood cells and its types. So here, where is the neutrophil? This is the neutrophil. neutrophils are large in size. These neutrophils are large in size and have 2 to 7 lobed nucleus. So in this diagram, there are 3 lobes. So first lobe, this is the first lobe, this is the second lobe, this is the third lobe. So 3 lobes are there in this diagram. Understood? So normally 2 to 7 lobes also present in the neutrophils. Here these neutrophils 60% to 65% of the total leukocytes. The total WBC, how many percentage of neutrophils are present? 60 to 65% of neutrophils are present in WBC. Understood? So during the inflammation or infection, this number will be increased. So during only in the inflammation or infection, at that time only the number will be increased. The neutrophils number will be increased. Understood? So here how many lobes are present? Normally 2 to 7 lobes are present, but here only 3 is present. Then the total number is 60% to 65%. Then at what time it can the number will be increased? During the inflammation or infection time. The second one is eosinophils. The second granulocytes. The second one is eosinophils. This is the eosinophil. These eosinophils are bilobed. Only 2 lobes are present. See, this is the first lobe, second lobe. Only 2 lobes are present in the eosinophils. Understood? So the total percentage is 2% to 3%. So total the WBC contain 2 to 3% of eosinophils. So here also during the allergic condition or parasitic infection, only these situations the number will be increased. Understood? So only the allergic conditions or parasitic infections, the number of eosinophils will be increased. Understood? So second one is eosinophils, only 2 lobes are bilobed. Then third one is basophils. The third granulocytes are basophil. This is basophil. Okay. So basophils have lobed nucleus. Lobed, only 1 lobe. See here. So only 1 lobe is present. So basophils are lobed nucleus. So total percentage is 0.5 to 1% of the total leukocytes. The number is 0.5 to 1%. So here also during the inflammation. So during inflammation, it releases chemicals. Understood? So basophils during the inflammative time or during inflammation, it produces chemicals. Understood? So these are the 3 granulocytes. The first one is the neutrophil, second one is eosinophil, third one is basophils. So next one is agranulocytes. Why we can say that is agranulocytes? Granules are not found in the cytoplasm, so it is known as agranulocytes. Granules are absent in the cytoplasm. So here also 2 types of agranulocytes are there, lymphocytes and monocyte. 2 types of granulocytes or agranulocytes are there. They are this is a lymphocyte and this is the monocyte. Only 2 types are there. First we can see the lymphocyte. This is the lymphocyte. These are 20 to 25% of the total WBC. So total WBC contain 20 to 25% of lymphocytes. Understood? So 20 to 25% of the total leukocytes. They produce antibodies during the viral infections. So when the microorganisms are entering in the body, at that time it produces antibodies. Why? To fight against with the foreign particles. Understood? So that is the lymphocytes. Then second one is the monocyte. This is the monocyte. This monocyte are largest of the leukocytes. So in the WBC, this is the largest one. This monocyte is the largest one. The shape is irregular. There is no definite shape. Irregular in shape or amoeboid in shape. Amoeboid means there is no definite shape. So amoeboid in shape or irregular in shape. So total leukocytes, 5 to 6% of the monocytes are present. So the total number is 5 to 6%. So this monocytes engulf the bacteria. Understood? So it is a phagocytic in nature. Phagocytic means what? It engulf, it swallow the bacteria. So in that way it can protect the human body. So this is the monocyte. So now we can go through the book also. So white blood corpuscles. White blood corpuscles are colorless. Then why it is colorless? There is no hemoglobin. So it is found in the bone marrow, spleen, thymus, lymph nodes. So they are capable of amoeboid movement. Amoeboid movement means irregular movement or there is no definite shape. So this WBC is also again categorized into two groups based on the granules. So they are granulocytes and the agranulocytes. Granulocytes means what? Granules are present in the cytoplasm. So it is known as granulocytes. There are three types of granulocytes. They are neutrophils, eosinophils and the basophils. So these are the three types of granulocytes. Neutrophil, this is a neutrophil. It is large in size. The neutrophils are large in size. How many lobes are present? 2 to 7 lobes are present. Then number 60% to 65%. Then during the infection and inflammation, the number will be increased. Second one is the eosinophil. This is the eosinophil, bilobed nucleus. Only 2 lobes are present. The total number is 2% to 3% of total leukocytes. Then during the allergy conditions and the parasitic infections, the number will be increased. Third one is the basophil. They have lobed nucleus, single lobe, only one lobe is present. 0.5 to 1% of the total leukocytes. The number is 0.5 to 1%. Then these basophils release chemicals during inflammation. At that time only it produce the chemicals. So these are granulocytes. Then agranulocytes means what? Granules are absent in the cytoplasm. So it is known as agranulocytes. There are two types of agranulocytes. They are lymphocytes and the monocytes. Lymphocytes and the monocytes. Lymphocytes 20 to 25% of the WBC. Then they produce antibodies during the viral infections. So only in the viral infections it produce the antibodies. And second one is the monocytes. They are amoeboid in shape. There is no definite shape. The cells form 5 to 6% of the total leukocytes. They are phagocytic, can engulf bacteria. Phagocytic in nature. Why it is known as phagocytic in nature? It swallow or it engulf the bacteria. So this is about white blood corpuscles. Second formed element is white blood corpuscles. Then third one is blood platelets or thrombocytes. The blood platelets or thrombocytes, that is the third one, third formed element. So these platelets also very small. Platelets also very small and colorless. There is no color. So these thrombocytes do not have nucleus. Thrombocytes also do not have nucleus. So how many the platelets are present in 1 cubic mm of blood? 2,50,000 to 4 lakhs platelets are present in cubic mm of blood. In 1 cubic mm of blood, 2,50,000 to 4 lakhs platelets are present. The lifespan is 8 to 10 days. So within these days it can survive, after that it can destroy. So the one important function is there, that is the blood clotting. It prevent the main function is clotting of blood. platelets form clot at the site of injury and prevent blood clots. So if you have any wound or any small damage, automatically blood will ooze out. So at that times, within 2 seconds the blood will clot. Why? Because of the thrombocytes or platelets. If there is no platelets or the number of the platelets is less, the blood cannot clot. Understood? So the function is clotting of blood. This is the third formed element. See the book now. Blood platelets. It is very, very small and it is colorless. Colorless, there is no nucleus. So 2,50,000 to 4 lakhs platelets in 1 cubic mm of blood. Yes, then the lifespan is 8 to 10 days. Important role is clotting of blood. So it prevents blood loss. So these are about blood platelets. So now we have completed plasma and the formed elements. So formed elements, there are 3 formed elements are there. There are 3 formed elements. What are the 3 formed elements? RBC, WBC and the blood platelets. So this is a 7-mark question. Have to learn thoroughly. Understood? Explain about WBC and its types. Explain about WBC and its types. So WBC granulocytes 3 types, A granulocytes 2 types. So this much have to learn in that question. Then more to know that box you see anemia. What is anemia? A decrease in number of erythrocytes. The RBC number is very, very less. So that condition is known as anemia. Understood? So now we are telling anemic person. Anemic. Why it is? Why we are telling anemic? Because the RBC number is very, very less. That's why we are telling the person is anemic. Okay, that is anemia. Anemia. The number of what? RBC is less. The leukocytosis, increase in the number of leukocyte. So leukocytosis, that is also one condition. That means the number of WBC is increased. Then third one is leukopenia. That is decrease in number of leukocytes. Increase in number means leukocytosis. Decrease in number, that means leukopenia. Then fourth one is thrombocytopenia. That is decrease in the number of thrombocytes. Decrease in the number of thrombocytes. So this also have to learn from here. One word questions are there. So anemia means decrease in number of erythrocytes. Leukocytosis means increase in the number of leukocytes. Leukopenia, that means decrease in number of leukocytes. And thrombocytopenia, decrease in the number of thrombocytes. Understood everyone? So from here so many questions we have studied. So one 7-mark question is there. Then more to know from here, one words are there. Then write about platelets, blood platelets. So that also it is very small, colorless. Then the number have to write. Then lifespan. Then what is the function of blood platelets. So these are the points how to write about blood platelets. And from here one 7-mark question, that is explain about the WBC and its types. Types of fully granulocytes, A granulocytes fully have to write. Understood? Okay. This is the diagram of blood platelet. This is the diagram of blood platelet. Already we have discussed. Platelets are very small. Then there is no nucleus. The function is clotting of blood. The platelets are small and the nucleus is absent and the function is blood clotting. Okay, everyone understood I think. Next we can move to the next topic, that is functions of blood. This is the last one, functions of blood. So first point is transport of respiratory gases. Transport of respiratory gases, that means oxygen and carbon dioxide can transport the respiratory gases. Understood? His second one is transport of digested food materials to the different body cells. It can transport the digested food materials to the different part of the body cells. Third one is transport of hormones. It can transport hormones. Fourth point is transport of nitrogenous excretory products like ammonia, urea, uric acid. These are the excretory, these are the waste particles, waste products. So it can transport the nitrogenous excretory products like ammonia, urea and uric acid. Then fifth point is involved in the protection of the body and defense against diseases. Defense against diseases, involved in the protection of the body and defense against diseases. Sixth one is it acts as a buffer and also helps in the regulation of pH and body temperature. It regulates pH and body temperature. The last one is it maintains proper water balance in the body, to maintain the proper water balance in the body. So these are the functions of blood. Only 7 points are given. First one, transport of respiratory gas. It can transport the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Second one, transport digested food materials. Third one, hormones. Fourth one, nitrogenous excretory products or waste products. Then fifth one is protection of the body. Sixth point, regulation of pH and regulate body temperature. Seventh point is maintain proper water balance. So this is the 4-mark question. Write about the functions of blood. So 7 points have to learn thoroughly. So this first topic over, that is a blood. So just once again we can go through the blood. So first blood, then second one is what we have studied. Second one, components of blood. Plasma and the formed elements. Formed elements 3 types: RBC, WBC and the blood platelets. So RBC first one, the second one is WBC. WBC again 3 types: granulocytes, agranulocytes. Granulocytes 3 types and the agranulocytes 2 types. Again the third formed element is platelets. So last one is the functions of blood. I hope everyone understood. The next topic is blood vessels. There are 3 types of blood vessels. They are arteries, veins and capillaries. There are 3 types of blood vessels: arteries, veins and capillaries. What is blood vessel? What are blood vessels? It is a network of branched tubes. Blood vessels are network of branched tubes. The function, transport blood. It transport only the blood. So 3 types of blood vessels are there: artery, vein and capillaries. First we can see artery. What is artery? A blood vessel with thick muscular walls and narrow lumen. A blood vessel with thick muscular wall. These walls are very thick and narrow lumen. Lumen means opening. This opening, narrow lumen is present in the artery. It takes blood away from the heart. Arteries take blood away from the heart. Second, blood carried quickly under high pressure. The artery carry quickly under high pressure. With high pressure only it carries blood. There is no valves. In the arteries valves are absent. Largest artery is aorta. The largest artery is aorta. Here we can see they are thick and elastic vessels that carry blood away from the heart to various organs of the body. Arteries are very thick. The walls are thick and elastic vessels. Elastic vessels, it carry blood away from the heart to various organs of the body. All the arteries carry oxygenated blood. All the arteries carries only oxygenated blood, but only one artery is there. The name of the artery is pulmonary artery. It carry only deoxygenated blood to the lungs. So all the arteries carry oxygenated blood, but the pulmonary artery which carry deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Understood? So what is artery? That is a blood vessel with thick muscular walls and narrow lumen. Yes. The next one is vein. The blood vessel with thin muscular walls and large lumen. thin muscular walls and large lumen. The muscular walls are very very thin and the lumen is large. Lumen means opening. The opening is large. It takes blood towards the heart, just opposite. Here the artery takes blood away from the heart. Here blood takes blood towards the heart. Second point, blood carried slowly under low pressure. Here high pressure, here low pressure. The valves are present. Okay, here our veins are having the valves. What's the use of the valve? To prevent backflow of blood. It prevents the backflow of blood. The largest vein is vena cava. Largest vein is vena cava. Largest artery is aorta. Veins are thin and non-elastic vessels that transport blood to the heart from different organs. The veins are thin and non-elastic. It transports blood to the heart from different organs. All the veins carry deoxygenated blood, but the pulmonary vein that carry only oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart. All the veins carry only deoxygenated blood, but the pulmonary vein which carries only oxygenated blood from lungs to the heart. Understood? So arteries are very thick and the elastic vessels. It carry blood away from the heart to various organs of the body. All the arteries carry oxygenated blood, but the pulmonary artery which carry deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Veins are very very thin, non-elastic. It transport blood to the heart from the different organs. All the veins carry deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary vein. Only the pulmonary vein carry oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart. The third one is capillary. The capillaries are blood vessel with walls, one cell thick and very small lumen. So that is the capillaries also blood vessel. Very small lumen. Lumen means opening. The opening is very very small. Then what are the points are there? Usually carries blood at low pressure. It carries only the blood. All the vessels carry only blood only. Okay, it carries blood at low pressure. It carries blood at low pressure. Found around tissues where nutrients and wastes are exchanged. It exchanges nutrients as well as the wastes. Then thin walls allow easy diffusion. The walls are very very thin. Why? Because it allow easy diffusion. That's why the walls are very very thin. The capillaries are narrow tubes formed by branching of arterioles which then unite to form the venules and veins. They are about 8 μm in diameter. So these capillaries are 8 μm in diameter. Capillaries are formed of a single layer of endothelial cells. It is formed of a single layer of endothelial cells. Okay, it carries blood at low pressure and it found around tissues where nutrients and wastes are exchanged. This is a function where nutrients and wastes are exchanged. And it has thin walls, allow easy diffusion. It has thin walls and allow easy diffusion. So from here 1 4-mark question is there. Write a note on blood vessels. Write a short note on blood vessels. How to write what is blood vessel. Then the 3 blood vessels, 3 types of blood vessels, arteries, veins and capillaries, how to write. So next we have to see the differences between arteries and vein. This is a 4-mark question, important question. Everyone have to learn this. So what is the difference between arteries and vein? So first point is distributing vessel. Arteries are distributing vessels. It distribute the blood. Veins are collecting vessels. It collect the blood. Distributing vessel and the collecting vessel. Second point is it is pink in color. Arteries are pink in color, but the vein is red in color. Arteries are pink and the vein is red. Deep location. The location is very very deep. Here superficial location. Location is superficial. Deep location and the superficial location. Then the fourth point is blood flow with high pressure. The blood flow with high pressure. Here low pressure, just opposite. So while learning this differentiation, just to compare and study, then only it is easy for you. Fifth one is wall of artery strong, thick and elastic. Strong, thick and elastic. Here weak, thin and non-elastic. Weak, thin and non-elastic. The next point is all arteries carry oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery. All the arteries carry oxygenated blood, but the pulmonary artery carries only deoxygenated blood. Here veins carry deoxygenated blood, but the pulmonary veins carry oxygenated blood, just opposite. Then seventh point is internal valves are absent. There is no valves, but here internal valves are present. So these are the differentiation between arteries and veins. Once again we can go through this. First one, distributing vessel, collecting vessel. Arteries are pink in color and the veins are red in color. Arteries found in deep location, veins found in superficial location. Blood flow with high pressure, blood flow with low pressure. The walls of the artery is strong, thick and elastic. Here weak, thin and non-elastic. All arteries carry oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery. All the arteries carry only oxygenated blood, but the pulmonary artery carry deoxygenated blood. All the veins carry deoxygenated blood, but the pulmonary veins carry oxygenated blood. Internal valves are absent, internal valves are present. Understood everyone? Okay, so from this topic we have learned 4 mark questions how to learn thoroughly. The next topic is types of circulatory system. Types of circulatory system. There are 2 types of circulatory systems are there. 2 types of circulatory system. They are open type of circulatory system and closed type of circulatory system. What are the 2 types of circulatory system? Open type and the closed type. See this picture, arthropod and mollusk. So these are invertebrates. So invertebrates are having open type of circulatory system. Here multicellular organisms, for example human beings. So multicellular organisms are having closed type of circulatory system. Okay, unicellular organisms are having open type of circulatory system or invertebrates. Here multicellular organisms. So through the picture we can see how circulation takes place in multicellular organisms. Okay, or that is a double circulation. See, this is a heart. Okay, so heart pumps out blood. Heart pumps out blood. Yes, everyone know that. So heart pumps out blood. When the blood is coming, see this dot indicates blood. This dot indicates blood. So heart pumps out blood. So the blood flows through the blood vessels. Blood flows through the blood vessels. See the blood is a connective tissue. Blood is a connective tissue. So this is a blood. Okay, blood flows through the blood vessels. Yes. Okay, see the picture now. Once again you see the picture. Heart pumps blood. Blood flows through the blood vessels. These lines indicate blood vessels. So the blood flows through the blood vessels. So only the multicellular organisms are human beings. This double circulation takes place. Yes. So blood is a connective tissue and the blood flows through the blood vessels. Understood everyone? Yes. Okay, but in invertebrates there is no blood vessels. So that is a open type of circulatory system. In invertebrates there is no blood vessel. So that is a open type of blood circulatory system. Got it everyone? Yes. Once again we can see this. Yes. So open type of circulatory system and the closed type of circulatory system. Open type of circulatory system example arthropod and mollusk. They are invertebrates. And the closed type of circulatory system example human beings. okay, or multicellular organisms. Here, when the when the heart pumps blood, the blood flows through the blood vessels. So that is a closed circulatory system. See the picture here once again. These are the blood vessels. So inside of the blood vessels only this blood flows. So that is a closed type of circulatory system. But in invertebrates there is no blood vessels. So that is a open type of circulatory system. Got it everyone? Yes. So some more points also we have to learn. See here, no blood vessel. There is no blood vessel. Here blood vessel is present. Blood vessel is present. There is no blood vessel, and here blood vessel is present. Next, we have to see the differences between open type of circulatory system and the closed type of circulatory system. Okay, we have to see the differences between open type of circulatory system and closed type of circulatory system. Yes, this topic is this differences. It is not given in your textbook, but we have to learn this also. So if you need, just you can take the screenshot and learn this differences between open type of circulatory system and the closed type of circulatory system. See, the first point is no blood vessel. No blood vessel. Already we have seen that no, there is no blood vessel, but in the closed type of circulatory system, blood vessel is present. No blood vessel, but here blood vessel is present. Number 2, second point is hemolymph. Hemolymph. Do you know hemolymph? Hemolymph is a fluid. Okay, hemolymph is a fluid. So the blood plus fluid plus waste, these three are collectively known as hemolymph. What is hemolymph? That is a fluid, blood plus fluid plus waste. These three are collectively known as hemolymph. Okay, but in the closed circulatory system there is no hemolymph because only the blood is present. See, hemolymph run through the body. Okay, see here, hemolymph run through the body cavity. Okay, body cavity is filled with hemolymph. Body cavity is filled with hemolymph and undergo diffusion. But here in the closed circulatory system, blood is contained in blood vessels. Okay, blood is contained in blood vessel. Okay, body cavity is not filled by blood. Body cavity is not filled by blood. See, blood is contained in blood vessels. Blood flows through the blood vessels. There is no body cavity is not filled by blood. Okay, the third point is pressure is low. Pressure is low. Here pressure is high. Okay, pressure is low, pressure is high. Got it everyone? Yes, the next point, the fourth point is fluid flow is sluggish. Fluid flow is sluggish. Okay, here fluid flow is not sluggish. Fluid flow is not sluggish. Okay, fluid flow is sluggish and here fluid flow is not sluggish. Okay, do you know the meaning of sluggish? That is a slow movement or that is a lazy. Okay, slow movement or it seems lazy. Okay, fluid flow is very, very slow. Here fluid flow is not sluggish, ordinary, normal. Then the next point is fluid flow is highly controlled. Fluid flow is highly controlled. But in the open circulatory system, fluid flow is not controlled. Yes, fluid flow is highly controlled in the closed circulatory system. Here fluid flow is not controlled. The next topic is human heart. Now we can see the complete structure and functions of human heart. Heart is a muscular pumping organ that pumps out blood through the blood vessels that everyone know. Okay, it is located in the thoracic cavity in between the two lungs. Yes. The heart is made up of a special type of muscles are known as cardiac muscles. The muscles are known as cardiac muscles. Yes, it is there are two layers are present in the heart, protective layers. They are known as pericardium. The protective layer is known as pericardium. Okay, so the human heart is four chambered. The human heart is four chambered. These are the upper chamber and these are the lower chamber. The two upper thin-walled chambers of the heart are called auricles. These are the upper chambers. These upper chambers are thin. These upper chambers are known as auricles. Upper chambers are known as auricles. Okay, and the two lower thick-walled chambers are called ventricles. These are the two lower chambers. These are thick chambers. These are known as what? Ventricles. So auricles and ventricles. Two auricles and two ventricles. The chambers are separated by partition called septum. These four chambers are separated by the partition. This partition is known as what? Septum. The partition is known as septum. The septum between auricles and ventricles prevents the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. So what is the use of this septum? It prevents the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Okay, this septum prevents the mixing of oxygenated blood as well as deoxygenated blood. Okay, so there are four chambers are there. Two upper chambers, these are the two upper chambers and these are the two lower chambers. Upper chambers are thin chambers and the lower chambers are thick. Upper chamber is known as auricles and the lower chamber is known as ventricles. Okay, next one. The two auricles are separated from each other by interatrial septum. Two auricles. Where is the auricle? These are the auricles. The left atrium and the right atrium, or left auricle and the right auricle. So these two auricles are separated from each other by interatrial septum. So these two auricles are separated by interatrial septum. The left atrium is smaller than the right atrium. The left atrium, this is a left atrium, this is a right atrium. So which is this left atrium is smaller than the right atrium. Right atrium is somewhat big and the left atrium is small. The right atrium receives the deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body through the main vein, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava and coronary sinus. Okay, this is the right atrium. This right atrium receives which blood? Deoxygenated blood. Okay, right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body. From different parts of the body, it receives, this right atrium receives only the deoxygenated blood. Okay, through what are the veins? Superior vena cava. This is a superior vena cava, inferior vena cava and coronary sinus. Okay, so through these three veins, it receives which blood? Deoxygenated blood. Okay. So next one, pulmonary veins bring oxygenated blood to the left atrium from the lungs. So only the pulmonary vein. Okay, pulmonary vein. This is the pulmonary vein. This pulmonary vein brings which blood? Oxygenated blood from the lungs. Okay, this pulmonary vein receives oxygenated blood from the lungs. Okay, but remaining this right atrium receives deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary vein. Okay, the right and left auricles pump blood into the right and left ventricles respectively. The right and left auricles pump. Right, where is the right and left auricles? The right auricle and the left auricles pump blood to the right and left ventricle respectively. These two auricles pumps the blood to the left ventricle and the right ventricles. Okay, the ventricles from the lower part of the heart. The ventricles form the lower part of the heart. So these are the ventricles. It forms the lower part. This is the upper part. This is the lower part. So lower part is occupied with the ventricles. The two ventricles are separated from each other by an interventricular septum. So these two are separated with what? Interventricular septum. Interventricular septum. The left and right ventricles have thick walls. These are thick walls. Ventricles are thick and the auricles are thin, because the ventricles have to pump out blood with force away from the heart. So because this ventricles only pumps out the blood with very force, because of that only these ventricles are made up of thick walls. Okay, so ventricles are very thick. From the right ventricle arises the pulmonary trunk. Right ventricle, this is the right ventricle. Right ventricle arises the pulmonary trunk. Okay, pulmonary trunk which bifurcates to form right and left pulmonary arteries. Right, pulmonary arteries. Okay, so pulmonary trunk which bifurcates to form right and left pulmonary arteries. This is the pulmonary artery. The right and left pulmonary arteries supply deoxygenated blood to the lungs of the respective side. So this pulmonary artery supplied only deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Okay, this pulmonary artery, this is a pulmonary artery. This supplies only the deoxygenated blood from the lungs. The left ventricle is longer and narrower than the right ventricle. This is the left ventricle, right ventricle. So which one is longer? The left ventricle is longer. This left ventricle is longer and narrower. Left ventricle is longer and narrower than the right ventricle. The walls are about 3 times thicker than the right ventricle. The walls are 3 times thicker than the right ventricle. So only the left ventricle's walls are very thick, 3 times. The left ventricle gives rise to aorta. Left ventricle. This left ventricle gives rise to aorta. This is the aorta. Okay, so the left ventricle gives rise to aorta. The oxygenated blood is supplied by the aorta to various organs of the body. The oxygenated blood, okay, so only the oxygenated blood is supplied by the aorta to various parts of the body. So through the aorta, oxygenated blood is supplied to various parts of the body. The coronary arteries supply blood to the heart. So which artery supplies blood to the heart? Only the coronary artery. Okay, coronary artery supplies blood to the heart. Okay, have you understood this? Okay, so once again, just we can see the structure. So there are 4 chambers are there. 2 upper chambers and the 2 lower chambers. Upper chambers are known as auricles and the lower chambers are known as ventricles. So left atrium, right atrium, left ventricle and the right ventricle. Then what are the main veins? Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, okay, aorta, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein. So these are the different parts. Now we can move to the valves. Okay, the valves are the muscular flaps. Valves are the muscular flaps that regulate the flow of blood in a single direction and prevent back flow of blood. Okay, what is the use of valves? Prevent the first one, regulate the flow of blood. Second one is prevent back flow of blood. Only 2 functions. These valves regulate flow of blood in a single direction. Okay, the blood, when the blood is passing or moving, it won't mix together. Okay, oxygenated blood as well as the deoxygenated blood won't mix. Why? Because of the valves. It regulates the flow of blood in a single direction and prevent the back flow of blood. Okay, once it is passing through this way, it won't come back. Okay, only one direction only it can move. So prevent the back flow of blood. The heart contains 3 types of valves. There are 3 types of valves are there. We can see one by one. So first one, right atrioventricular valve. First one is right atrioventricular valve. It is located between the right auricle and right ventricle. Okay, right auricle and the right ventricle. This is the right auricle, this is the right ventricle. So which valve? Right atrioventricular valve is located between the right auricle and the right ventricle. It has 3 main triangular leaf-like flaps and therefore called tricuspid valve. So there are 3 flaps are there. Okay, only 2 only we can see now. There are 3 flaps are there, muscular flaps. So it is known as tricuspid valve. Tricuspid. Okay, tricuspid. What's the meaning of tri? 3. Okay, so there are 3 muscular flaps are there. So it is known as tricuspid valve. The apices of the flaps are held in position of caudate tensionae arising from the muscular projection of the ventricle wall known as papillary muscles. So papillary muscles also present in the tricuspid valve. Okay, so first valve is known as tricuspid valve or right atrioventricular valve. Okay, it is located between the right auricle and the right ventricle. This is the right auricle, right ventricle. In between the tricuspid valve is present. Tricuspid valve is present. 3 muscular flaps are there. Okay, so next one is left atrioventricular valve. Left side, left atrioventricular valve. Left atrioventricular valve. It is located between the left auricle and left ventricle. Okay, left auricle and the left ventricle. In between this valve is present. Okay, in between left auricles and the auricle and the left ventricle, left atrioventricular valve is present. It has 2 cusps and therefore called bicuspid or mitral valve. Okay, bicuspid or mitral valve. Only 2 flaps are there, muscular flaps. Only 2 muscular flaps are there. So it is known as mitral valve or bicuspid. Only 2. This is a tricuspid. 3 flaps are there. Here only 2 flaps are there. So it is known as bicuspid valve or mitral valve. Okay, so there are 2 valves are there, tricuspid valve and the bicuspid valve. What's the functions of valves? There are 2 functions are there. Regulate the flow of blood in a single direction, and next one is prevent the back flow of blood. Okay, this is a 2-mark question. Regulate the flow of blood in a single direction and prevent the back flow of blood. Okay, what are the 2 valves are present in the human heart? Tricuspid valve and the bicuspid valve. I hope everyone understood. Okay, so now we have completed the structure of human heart and the functions.
It's time. The human heart. Just look at this machine. You remember him, right? Yes, it's Wally, the iconic robot who meets Eva and falls in love with her. Have you ever been in love, Yes, I can see it now. 2 soft buns, cheese, tomato, my burger. Oh, Anyways, which organ is associated with love? The heart, right? It's kind of obvious. But the truth is our heart doesn't teach us to love. And most important, it doesn't break apart when somebody leaves us. Yeah, it's true. Our heart, the cone-shaped organ, is actually a complete workaholic. Throughout our lifetime, it tirelessly pumps oxygen and nutrient-rich blood to all of our body parts, just like a pumping machine. Come on now, close your palm and form a fist. Don't worry, I'm not asking you to fight. Our fist is approximately how big our heart is. It is located between our lungs, slightly tilted towards the left side. It is enclosed in a double-layered sac called pericardium. Does it taste like peri-peri fries? No, What does a picture frame do? It holds the picture in place, right? Without the frame, the picture would fall off. Just like that, the pericardium protects the heart by anchoring it to the surrounding tissue so that the heart stays in place. Pericardium also prevents the heart from overfilling. Now, just like Captain America's shield is made of special alloy, our heart is made of special muscle cells called cardiac muscle fibers. Now, let's dive in. Just like a tennis net divides the tennis court into 2 parts, the heart is also divided onto the left and the right side of a wall called cardiac septum. The right side of the heart is filled with deoxygenated blood, while the left side is filled with oxygenated blood. And this dividing wall prevents the blood from mixing. Each side of the heart further divides into 2 chambers. The upper chambers are called atria, while the lower chambers are called ventricles. Where are the sleeping chambers? Stop it, Let's first learn about atrium. Now, just like a postbox receives letters from multiple people, the atrium receives blood from different parts of the body. Thus, the atria are simply receiving chambers. They have thin muscular walls. Why thin? Do they believe in size 0? No, Their walls are thin, not requiring a lot of muscle tissue, because they only have to pump blood into the ventricles present right below them. Now, moving on to the ventricle. Just like the postman collects all the letters from the postbox and delivers them to their respective locations, ventricle also collects blood from the atrium and pumps it to different parts of the body. Thus, the ventricles are called discharging chambers. Just like coconuts have thick outer covering, ventricles have thick muscular walls. Why thick? Because the walls need more muscle tissue to generate enough pressure so as to pump blood out of the heart and distribute it to the entire body. Now, the left ventricle's wall is even more thicker than right ventricle's wall, because the right ventricle pumps blood only to the lungs, while the left ventricle has to pump it to the entire body, requiring much more pressure than the right ventricle. Now, let's talk about the valves of the heart. In total, we have 4 valves: tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve, pulmonary valve, and aortic valve. What happens when you hop onto a flight? Can you just change your mind and ask the pilot to turn back?
Oh no!
Nope. Same with the 4 valves of the heart. They are fibrous flaps of tissue allowing the blood to flow in one direction only, and then they close tightly, preventing the backflow of blood. So they basically act like security guards. The tricuspid valve guards the opening between right atrium and right ventricle, while the bicuspid valve guards the opening between left atrium and left ventricle. Together, they are called atrioventricular valves. Pulmonary valve guards opening between the right ventricle and the pulmonary artery, while aortic valve guards opening between left ventricle and aorta. Together, they are called semilunar valves. Atrioventricular, semilunar sounds like the names of some Star Trek guys. Oh, some. So, that was all for the structure of the heart. Now, let's understand its working. But before that, let me ask you something. Why is the heart so important? Can't we survive without it? Depends. Can you survive without oxygen? No, right? Who is the guy making sure that every cell of our body gets oxygen? The heart. It pumps blood through the entire body, supplying oxygen and nutrients to the cells and removing carbon dioxide and waste materials from them. This movement of blood through the entire body is called circulation of blood. Let's understand this movement. From the different body parts, deoxygenated blood is collected and brought to the heart. It enters the right atrium through blood vessels called superior and inferior vena cava. This deoxygenated blood now moves into the right ventricle. Now, in order to purify the blood, it is sent to the lungs via the pulmonary artery. In the lungs, the blood is purified. That is, carbon dioxide is removed and oxygen is added to the blood. Now, this oxygenated blood needs to be sent to all body parts. So, let's take it back to the heart, through the pulmonary veins into the left atrium. From there, it flows into the left ventricle. And now, finally, through the aorta, it leaves the heart and is sent throughout the body. Thus, oxygenated blood is delivered to every cell. This completes one cycle of blood circulation. Now, deoxygenated blood is again collected, brought back to the heart, and the cycle continues. Did you know that the blood circulation between the heart and lungs is called pulmonary circulation, while the circulation between the heart and body parts is called systemic circulation? Since the blood flows twice through the heart in one circuit, it is called double circulation. Wow, I am double awesome because awesome flows constantly through me every second. You're unbelievable, some.
Okay, students, next topic is types of blood circulation. Okay, types of blood circulation. There are 3 types of blood circulations are there. How many types of blood circulation? 3 types of blood circulation. Okay, the 3 types of blood circulations are: first one is systemic circulation, number 2 pulmonary circulation, number 3 coronary circulation. So there are 3 types of circulations are there: systemic circulation, pulmonary circulation and coronary circulation. Okay, now we can see what is systemic circulation. Okay, circulation of oxygenated blood from the left ventricle of the heart to various organs of the body and return of oxygenated blood to the right atrium. Okay, circulation of oxygenated blood from the left ventricle. Where is the left ventricle? Okay, this is the left ventricle. So circulation of blood from the left ventricle to the hearts to various parts of the body. Okay, circulation of, what is systemic circulation? Circulation of oxygenated blood from the left ventricle. This is the left ventricle, and from the left ventricle to all the parts of the body and return of oxygenated blood to the right atrium. When it is coming, it carries which blood? Deoxygenated blood. So when it is going, it takes oxygenated blood, and when it is coming back, it carries deoxygenated blood to the right atrium. Where is the right atrium? This is the right atrium. Okay, understood? So what is systemic circulation? Circulation of oxygenated blood from the left ventricle, of the heart to various organs of the body, and when it is coming, it carries deoxygenated blood to the which organ? To the right atrium. Okay, this is known as what? Systemic circulation. Okay, understood? Okay, next one is pulmonary circulation. Second one, pulmonary circulation. What is pulmonary circulation? The path of pulmonary circulation starts in the right ventricle. It starts in the right ventricle. This is the right ventricle. So first one, systemic circulation starts in the left ventricle. Left ventricle, this is the right ventricle. So pulmonary circulation starts in the right ventricle. Pulmonary artery arises from the right ventricle and reaches the lungs with the deoxygenated blood. Pulmonary artery. Where is the pulmonary artery? This is the pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery arises from the right ventricle and it carries which blood? Deoxygenated blood. Okay, so pulmonary artery arises from the right ventricle and reaches the lungs with deoxygenated blood in this way. Okay, reaches the lungs with deoxygenated blood. And then pulmonary veins collect the oxygenated blood from the lungs. From here, pulmonary vein, this is the pulmonary vein. So pulmonary vein collects the oxygenated blood from the lungs and reaches into the which area? Left atrium of the heart. Okay, so one way it carries the deoxygenated blood and another way oxygenated blood. Only the pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood from the lungs to the right atrium. Have you all understood? Yes, okay. So third one is coronary circulation. Third one, the supply of blood to the heart muscles or cardiac muscles is called as coronary circulation. So only in the heart area. Okay, cardiac muscle supply of blood to the heart muscles, only to the heart muscles are known as what? Coronary circulation. Okay, heart muscles or cardiac muscles is called as coronary circulation. Cardiac muscles receive oxygenated blood from coronary arteries that originate from the aortic arc. Okay, this cardiac muscle is in this area, only the heart area. It receives only the oxygenated blood from the coronary arteries that originates from the aortic arc. Deoxygenated blood from the cardiac muscles drains into the right atrium by the coronary sinuses. Okay, deoxygenated blood, that one, in which way it moves from the cardiac muscles, drains in the right atrium. This is the right atrium by coronary sinuses. Okay, once again, coronary circulation means the supply of blood to the heart muscles or cardiac muscles is called as coronary circulation. Only in the heart area it takes place. Yes, cardiac muscles receive oxygenated blood from the coronary arteries. So coronary arteries only carries the oxygenated blood to the cardiac muscles. The deoxygenated blood from the cardiac muscles drains into the right atrium by coronary sinuses, but the deoxygenated blood drains into the right atrium by the coronary sinuses. This is the right atrium. Okay, so these are the three types of blood circulation: systemic circulation, pulmonary circulation, coronary circulation. I hope everyone understood. Okay, next we can move to what is double circulation and what is single circulation. Okay, so this is the type of blood circulation. More than that, these are the two more types of blood circulation, that is the double circulation and another one is the single circulation. First we can see what is double circulation. When the blood circulates twice through the heart in one complete cycle, it is called double circulation. When the blood circulates twice through the heart. Okay, twice through the heart means what? In one way, oxygenated blood passes. Okay, in another way, deoxygenated blood. That is the two ways, twice through the heart. In one complete cycle, at a time, one way oxygenated blood and another way deoxygenated blood. That is the twice blood circulates twice through the heart. In one complete cycle, one cycle, that is known as what? Double circulation. So double circulation means blood circulates twice through the heart in one complete cycle. It is called double circulation. In double circulation, the oxygenated blood do not mix with the deoxygenated blood. Okay, while it is moving, one side oxygenated blood and another side deoxygenated blood. Okay, when it is moving, it won't mix. In between, it won't mix. Okay. So human beings, in which circulation takes place? Double circulation. When the blood moving into different ways, the blood cannot mix. Okay, so that is a double circulation. In complete cycle, twice it moves. So example, human beings. Next one, second one is single circulation. That is, in some animals, the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood are mixed and pass through the heart only once. Only one time only it can move. So this type of circulation is called single circulation. For example, fishes, amphibians and certain reptiles. So oxygenated and deoxygenated, when it is moving, these two types of blood, oxygenated blood and the deoxygenated blood, they two mix together, okay, in one cycle. So only one time. So that is known as what? Single circulation. Example, fishes, amphibians and the reptiles. Double circulation, twice through the heart but one complete cycle. Two times but complete cycle. Two times means one way oxygenated blood and another way deoxygenated blood, okay, in one complete cycle. But here that time both the blood, that is oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood, it won't mix together. But here one time when the blood is moving, oxygenated blood as well as the deoxygenated blood, when it is moving, it mixes together. So that is a single circulation. Example, fishes, amphibians and reptiles. Okay, so now one 5-mark question is there, that is what are the types of blood circulation, that we have to write these three types: systemic circulation, pulmonary circulation and coronary circulation. That is a 5-mark question or 4-mark question. So here this double circulation and single circulation, 2-mark question. What is double circulation? Definition have to write with the example. Yes, now we are in the evaluation part. Okay, so there are 6 simple questions are there. First question is, name the 2-layered protective covering of human heart. Name the 2-layered protective covering of human heart. This is the first question. Second one is, what is the shape of RBC in human blood? What is the shape of RBC in human blood? Third question is, why the color of blood is red? Why the color of blood is red? That is the third one. Fourth one, mention the artery which supplies blood to the heart muscle. Okay, mention the artery which supplies blood to the heart muscle. Fifth one, name the largest vein. Largest vein. Okay. Sixth one is, name the largest artery. Don't confuse. This is the largest vein. This is the largest artery. Once again, I repeat the questions. Name the 2-layered protective covering of human heart. Number 2, what is the shape of RBC in human blood? Number 3, why the color of blood is red? Number 4, mention the artery which supplies blood to the heart muscle. Number 5, name the largest vein. Number 6, name the largest artery. Comment your answer and feedback in the comment box.